Hello guys, this is SRINIVAStheDEVELOPER from the Developer channel. This is a series of simple script. In this video, I'm going to explain about Python map function. Yeah, I have used that most of the time in my DC, but I didn't explain it clearly. So I'm going to do that here. Before we need to, or before we are going to use the map function, I need you to know about something little about lambda function. Yeah, further I'm going to explain what is function here. Here we can define a function. Okay, function. Okay, first I'm going to explain about functions. Functions are nothing but the set of statements which can be used in our program uh, multiple times with different aspects. For example, here I need to do something called, I need to use a variable of value 3. I have to print the what double of this value, print of a star 2. We can do that by 6, right? I have to print this triple value of that a, print of a star 3. Since it's a small value, we don't have to worry about using this in a separate line. But what if we have to do something like multiple operation, or for example we have to print that the value is odd or even, and is it single digit or multiple digit. Let's say if a modulo 2 and a smaller than 10 and a greater than minus 10, we can say it single digit odd. Elif, okay, we can do something like this. If it's a odd value, like if it is a single value or single digit, comma end equal to space, and if a modulo 2 print odd, else print even. If it is not a single digit, print multiple digit and end equal to space, not new line. If it is odd, print odd, else print even, equal to 0, print even, else print odd. Here this is the value 3 and is a single digit odd number. We got this. What if we have to do this for a set of numbers, like a list of values? List equal to random input 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 5. What if we have to do this process? We have to, like, we have to use the whole line, whole set of statements again and again, and if we do that, our program will be nasty. To get rid of this thing, we are going for function. Like function, we can define this function as with the keyword def, and this would be the function name, digit, and what, odd checker. Like here I'm using camel case starting with lowercase, and I'm using uppercase for next and next words, just to know or just to make it more readable. Here I'm passing the variable a and a alone. Now I can do this with to the whole operation. If a smaller than, sorry, greater than minus 10 and a smaller than 10 and a greater than minus 10, print single and equal to space, else print multiple and equal to space. Here we can reduce this thing into a single line, but we'll stick with this one. If art print, like I'll add this line here, print digit plus art if it is art, am2, else even. Now digit art checker will pass value of 5, we got single digit art, and if we pass 6 here, we'll get single digit even. This should be common. For that I'm going to put something called this one, so we'll get digit for even also, single digit even, single digit odd. We'll check for some double digit value also, multiple digit even. It's working, right? Once we have defined this set of statements, we can use this or we can call the function which just took single line in a program. It will reduce the lines of space when we have really need to do some certain operation repetitively. Okay, it's time to go for lambda function. What is mean by lambda function? Lambda function is nothing but a anonymous function which we can store a function into a variable. Yeah, if you already know about JavaScript, you won't feel weird because it's usual in JavaScript. But if you are from C or Java stream, you may feel, can we do that, or can we store a function into a variable like that? We can do that in JavaScript and Python as well as. Now I'm putting the name, but my function is nothing but lambda, and I'm passing parameters. The number of parameters I need is 2. Here I stick with x and y, and I'm returning, we don't have to specify return there, x plus y value, it will return itself. Now I can call the function, my function, it will show something like, oh, I have already reached the end of the statement, so it's not visible. So we can pass something like 3 and 4, it will return something called 7. It just returns the added value. That's the specialty of lambda functions. We don't even have to store this value. We can just use the lambda function in a line, and we can call what, suddenly on time calling, like lambda x y. Okay, I will stick with x here, and I'm returning sum of x, and I'm passing a list of values 1 2 3 4. So it will return me something called 10. Yeah, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. So we can do this kind of operation using lambda function. Okay, what is the need of map function? Here, if we need those values in a whole thing, like we can do this with the lambda function alone. But what if we need this lambda function should be invoked again and again? We are using function for repetitive purpose, but we are using map function for calling that function repetitively. For example, let me take a list equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6, that's split. So this split operator will split those value with respect to space. I can specify some one keyword like dot or comma. For example, I'll put comma for this value, so it will give me a list of something like 1 2 3 4, and then 5, and then 6. It will give me something like that. Let's see what we have. This, as I have told, we got the same. Now I don't need this value should be separated, I just need this value should be combined. For that, I can join those values with this parameter. If I specify some values here, it will be like these commas will be replaced with these values. It will be joined with the given value, and simply for the sake of simplicity, putting space there and join of my list. So this will affect the value, but it won't affect the list. The list will be same. So we need this value should be stored in list, right? So I'm assigning this value to that list. Now we can see something, our list is getting updated. Now I need this list should be a list of integer which was separated by space or splitted by space. So I'm putting split here. Now we will get something list of characters, but I need this character should be integer values. For the sake, I need this value as a float value. What can I do? Like I can assign for I in range of len of list, and I can specify something like list of I equal to integer of list of I. We can do that. Okay, list object is not callable. Yeah, here I have messed with the brackets. Instead of square bracket, I'll put curly braces. We will get something of integer values. So I don't need these two lines, right? For this alone, we are going for map. Like we can do the same operation with this alone, with this help of map. List of map of, here we have to this part will add the operation, and this part will contain the source that should be updated. Here this is the updater and this is the value should be updated. For this case, the value is to be updated is list, right? I have to update the list, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to change all values as a float. After this operation we can see, come on, yeah, our list values updated as a float value. Can we do customize the function or our own function here? Yes, we can. Like in this list I just need only the what uh, what in I just want this list should be updated plus n values, or its previous value, I guess. No, for the sake of simplicity I use 4. I just need all these values should be updated plus 4 times. This should be 5, 6, 7 like that. So I can do that. Yeah, I know. List equal to list of map of add 4. Then this is the list that I have to pass. So it will show me some error is nothing but add 4 is not defined. Yes, it is not defined. For defining this function I'm using add 4 here, and this will contain the parameter x, and this x should be updated as x plus 4. Now add 4 of 2 will give me something like 6. So we can call this function now. Now we will get the values 5, 6, 7, 8 and 8, 9 and 10. And we don't need this 2 line, right? We can reduce that using lambda. Here instead of this we can do something like, now the values are updated as 5, 6, right? I just need my original value, which is nothing but the initial value, string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the value here? I need this value. Further, what I'm going to do is lambda, we are passing single values at the time, right? So lambda x is to return string of x, like integer of x minus 4. Now our list should contains that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 value. Okay, you may wonder how this execution occurs. Is this from left to right or right to left? We can also see that execution just like that. Instead of doing this, I can do something. Print I am Mr. percentage X. So we can print the values. For that we don't need, okay. Here this is a string value, I guess. So we can't do percentage D here. We can use percentage yes. We'll get Mr. 1, Mr. 2, Mr. 3, Mr. 4. It's occurring from left to right, as I have told before. I think I did that in yesterday DC or today's DC. I don't know. Now we will what crack this code. What if we don't specify this list there? What this map function alone do? So this map function will return an object which is nothing but a map object. It's a raw data. We can't do anything with this address or map object. We can't even print this. It won't show, like, it won't give you anything. We can't get the values in it. It's just a object, string object. We can't do anything with this, but we can modify this on the time of returning. Like we can look into the values by specifying star there. So this function printed this value. After that it returned this none. Why we are getting this none? Because each and every time it doing an operation, it will put those values in a stack. Hope you will aware of stack concept. Here we are not returning anything, so first time it will check for the value 1 and it will return none. That none should be placed in that stack, then for 2, then for 3, then for 4, etc. At this case we are getting none here also. This is why, because those nuns are stored in the list at this execution. That's why we didn't get that none there. Like if we specify our list 2, 3, 4, 5, split, and we are printing this value, we'll get the value, but it will return none because we didn't return anything. But what if we, instead of printing, we are returning the values? Return x plus, sorry, this is Mr. X. We won't get this statement, like we won't get this statement. Instead of, we will get Mr. 1, Mr. 2 in a single line. These nuns are replaced with the values that we have returned here. So if we don't mention star or list there, we won't get any values other than the address of the value. So we are typecasting the returning value as a list, and we are make use of it. Hope you understand somewhat about map and lambda function here, guys. So if you don't get, or if you want to know about anything, or if you don't understand what I have explained here, please don't hesitate to inform me in the comments. We'll see you with the next video.